Hold on. I'm generating one now.
It's changed since last time. They change it every once in a while to, keep people out.
What if it's butts?
This is a respected establishment.
P-U-T-T.
The password is fuck the league.
Iris Tin Viper.
Iris Tin Viper.
Iris Tin Viper.
Azor just immediately turns to Aegis. Yeah, you're gonna have to remember that.
Wait, are you in here?
Yeah. I thought the group thing.
No, I just said I went off.
Oh.
I was leaving it up to everyone else if
Do
they
you
came
not
with,
want
but...
the other people?
No, they can come.
Alright, cool.
My mental picture of this scene has been Aegis was alone this whole time, but I don't really care that much.
Oh, yeah, no, I was...
Hello. Axe is here to say hello.
Alright, yeah.
So, yeah.
I head over there.
Yeah, it's looks to be like a guy, middle-aged, balding guy. Sort
I'm
of.
middle-aged and balding, blah blah blah.
That's your old man voice, not your middle-aged man voice.
Being
What's a
middle-aged,
middle-aged man
basically,
voice?
Yeah.
Being middle-aged is basically.
He looks like he's experienced a lot. Got a frown. I mean, I guess I'm just describing Mike from Breaking Bad, actually.
Mike from Breaking Bad behind
it.
the counter just reading a newspaper.
It is exactly Mike from Breaking Bad.
Can't
It's
believe
Eustace.
With
He's just working here so he can get money for his granddaughter.
And yeah, and you could just
My
sort of vaguely
granddaughter.
see. You could just vaguely see. He's like sort of surrounded. Like it almost looks like the booth was built around him.
Feels more like Mike from
'Cause-
Better Call Saul than Mike from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, like it almost seems like the booth was built around him, like as opposed to because there's no like way in that you can sell. And behind him, you can make out like bottles of liquor and smokes, cigars and cigarettes and shit and pipes.
Aegis just kind of walks up.
He's got
a whiskey and a job, please. Iris Tin Viper.
All right. He ticks around and just says, "The jobs come free with the password, but it's still 3 coin for a whiskey."
Yeah, Aegis puts down the free coin.
Yeah.
How much for a pitcher of beer?
2.
Azora gets a pitcher of a beer, and Azora puts down 5 coin for the pitcher of beer and a whiskey.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. And as he hands you the drink, he looks around and just says, "All right." Yeah, the drinks. He looks around, just looks at Aegis and says, "What kind of job you looking for?"
What kind of jobs are going here? Transport, fighting, scouting. What are we looking at?
Well, let's see. How many people you got?
3, technically 4.
Hello.
3 to 4. He looks around.
Okay, what happened to Davish?
Davish.
Davish. I never played him. If you're talking about Corum.
He's in the room, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one
We
who
just
led
don't
you
take
here.
him on every job because he's an expert in the Culper's Marsh.
Okay, so he looks through, he's like thumbing through something and just says, "If you're looking for high pay, we got an investigation job that's paying pretty well."
What's it looking into?
Seems someone's group. They don't care to say what the group is. That'll be explained to you once the job is taken and you've met the client. But it seems some group they're working with is dealing with a sudden rash of suicides. And they believe there's more, and they believe there's something behind it. some orchestrated malicious activities designed to get these people to kill themselves. And they're looking for someone unconnected from the League or the Confederacy to investigate as unbiased third parties.
What's the pay?
Azora has been like, gulping down some of the beer, sort of like puts it down and nods her head and like, seems interested in that.
Aegis asks, what's the pay?
Pay out upon upon a satisfying conclusion. They will pay you to the tune of 150 total.
That the highest paying job you got?
That's the highest paying, yeah.
I'll
What's
take
the
it.
hardest job you got?
Wait, what?
What's the hardest job you have?
The hardest. Well, that's all subjective, miss.
Aegis just shakes his head like that around. Just, we'll take the job.
You don't want to hear what else is on offer?
I feel we can take this one if it's the highest paying.
Azora shrugs. If you want, I'm willing for the job, but
You can
you should look at,
if you wanna
options available.
if you wanna listen, go ahead. I'm gonna.
Azora does actually ask, how long's this job been on offer for?
This job's been on offer for the past week.
Azora does sort of, like nod at that. No, fair enough. If a job that high paying's been on that long, there's got to be a reason people haven't done it yet. Count me in, I suppose. And Azora sort of, downs most of the whiskey.
Hey, that was my whiskey.
No, Azora.
Oh, you
Azora
bought
got
your-
her own
No, I
whiskey.
like-
Yeah.
Wow, the way
I
you
like
phrased
the idea
that sounded like you paid
Yeah.
for mine. You phrased that
I
so
like-
No,
awkwardly.
that I like to imagine that's actually what happened. The whiskey and beer put down. He just reaches for the beer, and Azora just like slaps his hand away. Get your own. This is all for me. I don't know what you're ordering.
Alright, well, I removed 3 coin from my inventory, put it back in when you said that, and now I've taken it out again.
Yeah. And he says, one thing of note, if you find the cause, and if you go, all the statement here is just above and beyond in performance, then for a group they can make that 75 each as opposed to 150 total.
I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah, that is a big pay increase.
Alright.
200, so that's still 200. Yeah, that's a lot more.
Alright. I'll let the client know. I'll let the client know someone's taken their offer. You're going to meet them tomorrow at 2. Tomorrow at 2, about a mile north of the city gate.
Go yeah.
Yeah, that's 75 each is double.
That's a lot of money. Axe is wondering though if money is really worth it.
75 each isn't double.
It's not. It's 50% more. 150 would be 50 each.
With corn?
Oh, with Corin? You haven't said if you're taking him.
I assumed we were. He led us here. I figured he
Well,
was.
okay, we'll bring him along on the job just so that technically we'll get paid a lot more. All right,
Damn.
actually, let's hire another person so there'll be 5 of us.
No, but if we don't do extra special good, then we're getting paid less because we're splitting it more.
That's the gamble. That's the risk reward. All right, actually, Neo, I'm going to go out and I'm going to hire 7 people.
Sounds great.
They're just going to save them rash of suicides, and then they're going to see their bank balance and be really sad. Oh, I guess we'll take
Azora finishes her beer pretty quickly.
Alright. Yeah, you're to meet the client a mile north of the city.
Aegis, like...
Tomorrow
Aegis asks Mike, whose name is Mike now, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Hello, my name is Mike.
That's not... Okay. Anyway, Mike... This, Aegis asks him, you don't happen to know anywhere cheap to stay in this city, right?
Stay in the city for cheap. He, thinks to himself. God. There's a place called, there's a place, downtown, rents out beds on the cheap, but exclusively for overnight stays, called, the Van Ridge. It should only cost you about, 10 coin to stay to stay overnight.
Hell of a lot more coin than I have.
Jesus.
Oh wait, no, 10 coins like for one room.
Oh, okay.
For a whole room, and there are just cots there.
That's more doable, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we head back out. I go back to Corum and I ask, "Hey, do you know anywhere cheap to stay in town?"
Well, I just have my own small lodging, so I don't have to really worry about that.
You have small lodging? We can sleep there overnight?
I said small lodging.
Oh, it's okay. Axe can sleep on.
I don't think there'd be much floor to sleep on with you around.
It's okay. Axe has had to sleep in very cramped places before.
Azora, downing the last of her alcohol, does just say, nowhere cheaper than a back alley.
True, but Axe has had problem with that. Usually people want to pick fights with Axe. It doesn't end well for them.
Let's just go to the van.
To the mystery van.
Oh, gee.
The mystery machine. Alright.
I'll put down 4 coin if everyone else can put down 3 coin.
Azora cannot put down 3 coin.
Fine, so Axe will put down 6 coin.
I'll put down...
Azora can put down 1 coin.
Axe puts down 3 coins. And the 6 coins, I mean. And Azora keeps her 1.
Oh,
Alright, I'll put down 4 coin. We're just paying for that room full of cots.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, you're getting a good night's rest. Or a decent night's rest, at least.
Axe gonna have to take 2 beds.
2 cots?
Well, yeah,
Buster said he slept on the floor?
I mean, yeah, he can do that too. But he'll need, like, 2 normal-sized blankets.
He didn't say he needed a blanket. He said he could just sleep on the floor.
Come on. He's classing
Come on.
He's classing it up, at least. He'll give him at least a pillow and a blanket or 2.
Azora does, like, more out of paranoia than anything, just has trouble sleeping in a, unsecured room, does actually basically, like, prop a cup.
She suggested a back alley.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Azora also sleeps a bit more on guard, like Azora, like, normally in a back alley would, like, sleep in armor and everything and, like, pretty much ready to go, like, get up and fight at a moment's notice. Which isn't, the most comfortable way to sleep. But
Oh yeah. Axe is definitely snoring this night.
Azora, more for her own comfort than anything, does basically, like, or the cot's bolted down, actually. There's a fair chance that
Nah, they're not.
Okay, yeah. As you can, then just basically moves her cot to be, like, barricading the door, basically. Other than takes off, like, it takes her quite a while to get in and out of, like, the full armor, but does take off her armor and, helmet and everything. Sleeps with her sword, though.
Right.
Oh my.
Like, even in, like, without her armor and everything, lying in a bed, sleeps, like, white knuckle clutching her sword.
Right.
Axe has his axe on it. Axe gives his axe its own pillow.
Aegis just sleeps.
Is there, like, a bath or a shower or anything like that?
No.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so morning comes.
Azora wakes first.
All right.
Meanwhile, Wilhelm is waking up an hour
You think you've
before
woken
Azora.
up first, but actually in Aegis's bed is just a dummy that he placed there, and he was up hours ago.
As it goes on.
You're really impressed by the craftsmanship on it.
And the resourcefulness.
Oh yeah, and during the night, Axe has eaten like one of you, eat a ration from all of you,
Oh, of course.
because night. Just and a little bit off the bed, just a little bit.
I am actually, Aegis is familiar with this trick of placing a dummy in his bed so he can craft those really fast and resourcefully.
No, Azora doesn't necessarily actually wake up first, unless other people, like, sleep in. I think, if anything, she wakes up slightly late by her usual standards.
I think Aegis usually wakes up decently, obviously not as early as fucking Vigor would have done. But
How long does it take for her to armor up?
15 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes.
Well,
like,
she
armor and everything, there's, like, has to get, like, her bag and, with a thing and doing lots and lots of straps,
right.
whole thing so she can hook up her shield and everything and back,
Right.
and everything. It's just quite a few straps, and you have to do everything in kind of a specific order,
Gotcha. What does
and
she have on under
a
it?
lot faster if she has help. She has like, part of her armor is basically, like, these, like, heavy woven pants that are kind of loose, and she has some, like, additional. Well, no, she has some more plate now too, armoring that. But basically, she does have, like, some light or heavy woven pants and the armor too. It's not just like
you cut out.
armor
You cut
and
out
skin,
after.
but so then there's a whole layer of, like, padding under the armor.
Can you hear
and
us?
under that, it's basically just
us?
like honestly a pretty dirty and gross,
She cannot hear
like
us.
tank top and, like, shorts. And that's basically it.
Can you hear us, Em? Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Em? Em, can you hear us?
Emily, can you hear us?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah. we heard you cut out, and then you came back and kept talking, even though, but when you couldn't hear us.
The point of it was armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She basically, like, her actual, like, what she sleeps in, if she's taking off her armor and whatnot, including all the padding, is basically, like, a really, like, old, like, greasy tank top and, like, shorts,
Alright.
But there's a few layers. There's, like, heavy woven pants and, like, a lot of padding under the armor on the torso, that sort of thing.
Okay, so she sleeps in shorts and a tank top.
Basically, yeah.
Gotcha.
Actually, I guess this would be the first time if the party has seen her without like the armor. She is pretty like buff and whatnot, but she has a really big like sort of twisted like scars on her shoulder, sort of spider webbing across the shoulder.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well,
She's
Axe
struck by
basically
lightning.
Axe doesn't wear much, so in general, so there's no difference between it when he takes off his clothes and stuff.
Aegis puts on satin pajamas that are bright red. He sleeps in a onesie.
Nice. Does Aegis wear socks?
No, socks are for freaks.
Damn. Alright, so, yeah. It's a new day.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Alright, so we're meeting with him at 2 north of the city.
Yeah.
That leaves us with a few hours to do nothing.
Actually, before putting on her armor, Azor actually does yoga for a while,
Nice.
particularly centered on the shoulder. Just trying to stretch out, limber up. It's not too often she really has an opportunity to like really move without armor, and it can be good to stretch flexibility a bit more than she really can.
Axe needs a breakfast.
She's playing
gonna-
Wii Fit.
So Axe is just gonna throw on like his clothes. They're probably stinky by now. And then
Very
he's gonna-
stable. Well done.
But yeah, he's gonna. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Not something Azor has been told a lot. Very stable. Not the sort of thing she gets complimented on usually.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. No, but Axe is gonna go downstairs and be like, breakfast.
I'm not sure this is quite a breakfast
This is not.
place.
Yeah, it's not a breakfast place. You get a room to sleep in. That's it.
He asks, "Where can I eat breakfast?"
The receptionist just looks at you and just says, "Where do you usually eat?"
In the woods. Axe usually catch his own food.
Then go there.
Strange person.
It might be cheaper actually considering the fee to get back in. Unless Seneca has its own in-walls wood with which you can eat. Let's go find a restaurant. A restaurante. A cheap little diner where we can, I don't know, get
Find
eggs
a
and bacon or
McDonald's.
some shit.
I want to use.
Yeah, let's go to let's find a
sense of
Mickey
smell.
D's.
Neil,
What?
I want to use Axe's sense of smell to find food.
I mean, alright.
I think this should be a wisdom check.
Sure. Roll wisdom.
Can he use magic's magic
Your
to see
sense
through
of
the GM?
your sense of smell guides you to you
GMS?
follow your sense of smell. You smell something pretty tasty, and you open your eyes and you see the restaurant that Aegis and Azora were heading to.
Oh.
Aegis just gets like basically gets a full English breakfast, but it's not called that in this universe. It's called a full Hemlock breakfast.
It's called a full British.
A full Hemlock breakfast sounds actually very dangerous. There's not much. You really shouldn't be ingesting Hemlock.
It's the
Axe
culture
just
of the
Azor
place.
just eats several pounds of egg whites.
Axe goes
I
up.
go for the Terrebone special in Seneca.
Okay, you get a punch in the face.
But I don't have to pay for it.
Well, Axe just goes up. Axe want meat.
All right.
Could I have the
Breakfast meat?
lamb tagine, please?
How much is breakfast?
Breakfast. We'll just say it's 2 coin.
Azor can't
Fuck.
afford breakfast.
Axe
Yeah.
gives her 1 coin. And then Axe is gonna pay for 2 breakfasts.
Oh, okay.
Aegis buys himself a breakfast. Gets bacon and eggs.
Yeah, gulp
Azor
egg.
basically
over
just
easy.
eats, like
I
eggs,
was-
toast,
Egg, bacon, and spam.
eggs.
Spam, bacon, spam.
And gets a big bowl
Or
of
basically
porridge.
just gets all the eggs she can get.
Mm-hmm.
My breakfast lately has just been porridge with brown sugar and ground cinnamon, and it's just more than fucking does the job.
I don't eat breakfast very often. My breakfast is usually just coffee.
It's a good
Which Azor
breakfast.
does not drink coffee. That is a... She avoids caffeine.
Mhm.
Aegis drinks coffee. He feels the jitteriness helps him with his spear work.
Azor gets too keyed up. Like, a bit too quick to lash out. A bit too on edge.
Mhm.
Just good food.
All right. Do any of you read the newspaper?
Oh,
Oh,
hell
excellent.
yeah. No, Aegis is fucking all in on the newspaper.
Oh, hell
he
yeah.
asks
Looking at
that,
the
I'm
pictures.
gonna take control of your characters for you. Aegis says you want to play some dominoes, and you both say no. Dominoes is boring. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I read the
Hey,
newspaper.
Azor likes dominoes.
Yeah, but you say that for some reason.
Meanwhile, what Aegis doesn't notice is like across him on the other table.
Yeah.
It's a bigger reading the newspaper. Drinking his
Eating-
What's
eating
the dragon
nuts.
of Terrebone doing here?
The Dragon of Terror. It's better. I guess it's better than Nutcuck.
Axe remember this story about someone named Nutcuck.
I like to think that Axe and Vigor just lifted together for a while. They spotted each other.
You lift, bro.
Bro, do you even lift?
So what's the newspaper saying?
Oh, says
actually-
Domino's sales reach an all-time low.
Have I?
That's bullshit. That's my favorite game. You know, Aegis is a gamer.
Actually, I just realized something. Have I established if Axe can read or not?
I don't think you have solidly, but I think it's probably come up in jokes before. Can he read?
I don't know.
Make an int check to decide if he can read.
Azor's already has trouble reading with,
I imagine he's not
Brain damage and
completely
whatnot.
illiterate, but he's not great at it. Oh no.
Oh, 7. Okay, well, there we go. Don't ask what that roll's about.
Yeah, Axe just likes looking at the pictures. It's just by effect of his past, he has hard time reading now.
So 2/3 of our party, after having shit done to their brain, ain't so good with words anymore and have trouble reading. Azor's probably better at reading than Axe. She's definitely not illiterate. She's just,
It turns out Aegis is just
Kinda
pretending to
dyslexic.
know how to read.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Aw, sad.
Would have been funny
hate-
though.
See it.
Oh, gee. Look at those rolls.
Maybe we should have just made the whole party illiterate, as if, and of course, that's why I didn't ask for a second job and just took him at his word.
Really impressed with these each of our int rolls. That's real nice.
We're a bunch of idiots. for an actual bunch of fucking idiots.
Hey, being able to read is not a sign of being an idiot. It's a sign
You know-
you can't read.
Does actually look through the newspaper too, just sees what like the actual like news is.
Well, Domino's sales are at an all-time low. It's bullshit.
Anything with the war or anything like that.
Oh, I flick through and look through the
yes,
the stuff that
actually.
isn't frontline news.
Updates on the war. The Giants' battles flare up even further at the Giants' monastery. They're as the neutral as the
Is there a
ever
map
fast.
in the newspaper?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
As the steadfast neutral monastery monks have begun to fire upon both sides in an attempt to just get them to take the fighting elsewhere, making it a three-way battle now.
Then Fuhrer King Bradley shows up and says, I guess I make 4.
Axe is actually just reading the funnies. Or reading, he's looking at the pictures.
And the war between the direct battle between Tenzis and Marion, meanwhile, has shifted away from Morricone Springs as a record number of desertions are observed on both sides.
We do good.
There's that.
Yeah. And it also seems that fighting in the east of the Bronze Plains has moved further north.
That's good to know.
Meanwhile, there's
It
an
might
ad
not
in the
be if it
paper.
encroaches on Yuma. It's going to make it harder for people to get to safety.
There's an ad in the paper. Need money to escape to a war-torn home? Contact O'Malley.
I'm starting to think maybe we should look for a guy who can get us some fraudulent homestead cards. That's not actually a bad idea.
Yeah. Oh wow, that okay. In any case, we should probably,
Yeah.
All the funnies this week are sponsored by sponsored. They're all hidden ads for a new startup called Gold Engine.
What does it seem? What is this gold engine?
Well, all the comic strip characters have their characters down on their luck and then joining up with the Gold Engine crew and then accruing much wealth for simply telling their friends about it.
Can't believe Garfield's finally wealthy.
Aegis is just looking at this thinking something's wrong here, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Azor just looking over the funnies. I've never seen these before. The only such comic we have in my land is called Funky Winkerbean.
Oh, I think we have this here.
I'm proud of myself. That was. I'm proud of thinking of that. I like that. That feels very fitting for Grimwood. I'm sad, so I can't make that canon.
I feel like one of the two churches would suppress it.
Funky Winkerbean?
Yeah.
Alright, so, yeah, what now?
Axe don't know. Axe is just busy eating.
We're eating, we're reading the funnies. I'm not sure. No, I'm not going to do a recruitment role. I'm not going to bring any new people onto this job as it's already in progress.
Alright.
So yeah, I think Aegis just dines, just hangs out at this place.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Play
told
some
Corum to
dominoes.
come with you?
Yeah,
On
okay,
this one?
I'll go track down Corum and tell him about the job though, if I hadn't told him yesterday.
Alright. Alright, if you want him with you, you can take him.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, while we're at the thing, Azora does take the opportunity to discuss. So, are we officially calling ourselves something as a mercenary company?
Hmm.
I suppose we should if we want.
Dreamcocks.
If we want to. Well, what I want to do is I want to turn this into a gig where people would be coming and giving us work rather than us going hunting for it. Might be better paid as well. Have more people under us.
Pay doesn't matter to me past a point, but would be easier to have more notoriety for people to come to us with work.
So what was it? The no ones that came up a bunch. We don't represent any city. We work for people who are represented by no one.
In the climate, it seems appropriate.
So you say
I
we
think
are
you should name yourself like a J-pop group.
we Soldiers Without Border?
We're not doing that route again.
Be Q Cherry.
I'm just looking up J-pop groups, get an idea of that. Baby Metal, Arashi, Morning
Stab.
Musume, BTS, Fakey.
BTS is Korean.
Why is it telling me that when I search? Why is it in the J-pop category then?
Rumor Genesis. Quiver.
Hey, say, jump.
Smile Girls.
Alright, I know what we're called. We're called The Ice. And the is spelled D-A.
Nice.
I like the no ones, though. Like, genuinely, I do think that's,
Q senses. S moment.
Do any of us have graphic design experience?
Flame generation.
Alright, I'm gonna do a recruit role to recruit a graphic designer, Neo.
Oh,
Why do you sound so sad about that idea?
I don't want to have to make a graphic designer NPC.
Oh my god.
I hate graphic designers.
Why?
They're bad people.
Well, some of
this
my
should
trust
be your chance to
designers-
lambast them, to slam and dunk on them really hard.
Clinton was a fuckboy poet.
He's not.
That's not-
That would make him a graphic designer.
I know, but my point is, like, I feel that's in a similar,
No, it's not. Clinton was an
No.
artist. Graphic design isn't
Alright,
art.
fine, we're not gonna get a graphic designer, we're gonna get an artist, we're gonna get a proper artist to fucking design our logo, and then we'll flaunt it everywhere. Like, Leonardo, not Da Vinci, did this. So yeah, he's a fucking well-known for
Alright,
his
are you
art.
gonna go meet the guy now?
What time is it?
It's. You have to leave or else you'll be late. That's what time
Yeah.
it is.
What the fuck, Neo? Well, you do realize I'm gonna get a graphic designer on our team next time.
If I was on my
I do
desktop,
ask the
would make a
guard as
logo
well.
right now.
I
but-
do ask the guards we're leaving the
Alas.
northern gate of Seneca is like, hey, if I'm like back inside within the same day, do I have to pay?
Within the same day, no.
Okay, right, great.
So long as the guard remembers you.
Don't like that. How nebulous that is.
That's why we need a graphic designer so he can hand him a portrait of me so I'll fucking remember.
What other shit? They probably have a shift with, so
Alright, yeah, we leave town to go get the guy, to go meet with him so he won't be late.
Mhm.
That's all four of us, by the way, because I got Corum.
Alright.
What is Corum's opinion on being brought along to investigate a rash of suicides when we
It's
brought
not
him as a
really
scout?
it's not really his gig. It's not
Yeah.
really something he does, but he's like, if you just want an extra pair of hands, I won't say no.
I mean, You know, you'll get paid for your time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's neutral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
I've,
think
I've
we
heard
like
some porno
tell him
graffiti.
he's coming. We're like, hey, this is the job we got. If you wanna
I'm trying to remember what fucking songs porno
Make some-
graffiti have done, because I fucking heard them before.
What group?
Porno graffiti.
Porno graffiti.
Oh, they did the first OP of Full Metal Alchemist.
Damn. And their name is Porno Graffiti?
Yeah.
Porno.
love that.
Damn.
They did a bunch of My Hero Academia shit. They did the second OP of Great Teacher Onizuka. That's where I knew them.
Damn.
Melissa's such a fucking good OP.
Okay. So, you see there's like a little hut at the destination you were told to go to. And inside is a man in dark robes who sees you come in and says, "You have the password."
What's the password?
Who got the password? I hope it's the same password, because I wasn't told a new one. Aegis just kind of like think of it. Iris Tin Viper.
Yep, you're the ones.
Hello.
Before I give you more details, I need you to assure me that I have your utmost secrecy, and that you will not, and that you have no connections to either the League or the Confederacy.
What now?
I can't even remember who is or isn't in the League or Confederacy.
We're an independently acting group.
I'm Max.
Right. He looks. Coram shrugs and just says, "I live in Seneca, but I have no allegiance to them."
Okay.
He looks around and just says, "Very well. My name is Asher Bai."
Asher Banapol.
Hello.
No.
I'm Max.
Ashur Bai. I am a supervisor within the Mandela School of Blades.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Do you train with...
Aegis raises an eyebrow at that. Wasn't that school working with the League?
Technically, we have an alliance with Tarrant, not the League. We have. It is the motives of the Mandela School are not of concern to the job at hand. Recently, to help with Tarrant and our own goals, we've moved one of our boot camps off our island and onto Flint Beach. This is where we're training. This is where we're training our top recruits, as well as all the top talent that we can scout from the land itself. They go there for rigorous training to master the art of the Spellblade, and to master the art of the Spellblade, and to understand fully the code of conduct and goals of the school. You must understand, our students are of highest quality, mentally and physically and magically. Which is why it is so concerning that we have found so many of them hanging from nooses. Hanging from a noose over their beds.
That's
Our
not good.
students are of strong mind, of strong will. They would not do this to themselves without outward cause. And for all our investigations, we have not been able to come up with anything, which leaves us only to face a troubling conclusion. The force behind this must be coming from inside the school, or from some kind, or from an ally, such as Tarrant. We need someone who has no bearing on. This is why we need someone who has no bearing on either the Confederacy or the League to get to the bottom of this. We cannot deal. We cannot have our students dying like this. It is a manner unbefitting of a Mandela Knight. You will accompany me to our boot camp, and you will be free to investigate as you wish. You have my blessing. You will have my blessing to go into all rooms of my clearance, into all areas of my clearance, which would be all of them, save for, I believe, 2 buildings, for which you would need higher clearance than mine, in which case, if you believe you need to visit those, you would have to come to me, and I'd have to go to my supervisor. This is a very serious matter, and we need to put a stop to it. It's
Okay.
for the past 2 weeks, every day, a student has been hanging from a noose above their bed.
That's not good.
Yeah, not good.
Okay then.
It seems to happen in the morning. They seem to do it at some point in the morning, but no matter how many guards we have watching them sleep throughout the nights and throughout the days, we never see them do. We never see them do it.
Strange.
So
Strange.
you're up to the task.
I guess.
I
So?
believe we are, yes. Brackets.
Very well.
Aegis isn't sure they are. In brackets.
Very well. Follow me. Alright. And now we have to undertake a perilous journey. Navigation will take a +1 since you have this guy guiding you.
And we're really just following the
Yeah.
coastline. Oh my god.
Across. So yeah, Azora looking at the map. So we're just following up along the Thistlewick.
Yeah.
I'll do navigation.
We're following up across the ocean. Yes.
Right, the Thistlewick Ocean.
The
right?
ocean.
The
the
Thimble.
ocean.
I'm bad with names. I might be getting it wrong. I thought I just looked at the map.
We simply call it the ocean. That name attached to it is a mockery.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't like him, would they? Oh yeah.
Oh, is this map wrong?
Are you taunting the guy? He's paying us.
Let's move on, shall we?
I'm gonna roll navigation.
Yeah.
Bam.
Hey.
Huh?
Alright, roll scout. Azora?
Hello. Yes, okay, we're going now. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ouch.
well, that's finally an XP.
Manage your provisions. Axe.
Yeah.
Roll wisdom. Alright. Well, you all eat 1 ration.
Remember that gold brute hut?
Yeah. I wonder how he's doing. Me and Swede killed like 5 of them in party 2 in one fucking go.
Oh yeah, I don't think. I mean, like, I don't think a Gulbrute would be nearly the threat to this party that it was to, level 2 party 1.
Hmm.
Azora,
Yes.
you scouting ahead for danger.
Mm-hmm.
Take note of certain of what. Try to take note of things, and as you try to approach a suspicious-looking hut, you
Jabba.
fall through the ground
Uh,
That's not good.
into a green gelatinous mass.
Oh no.
It stings like crazy. What do you do?
Well, I'm assuming this is one of them old acidic slimes. Um, Basically Azora's going to like smack downwards with like her shield, trying to like push herself up and this stuff off of her with great force.
All right. Roll strength.
Strength.
Okay. Yeah. You're pushing. You are pushing off with great force. You're making sure to roll around enough that none of your armor is sizzling for too long.
Yeah.
But this thing's tendrils it is trying to pull you down. So what do you
when I fall through, what exactly is the scenario around me? Like a bit more.
you're basically like you kind of like fell through the ground. There was like a false sort of floor there.
Mm-hmm.
And you fell a few feet into this green
Gotcha.
into the mass.
In that case, gonna try and climb out.
All right. Roll Dex.
Dex, okay. That's a 9.
Let's see. I'll let you get out of the pit, but you'll have to burn a point of armor off. Or you'll fall back in. And
okay, I'm willing to do that, but I'm going to before I want to clarify the rules and mechanics of this. I do have armor mastery, so I can spend an hour to mend my armor.
Okay.
Making sure you're aware that's a move I do have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So, your armor or your shield is reduced by 1.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And given an hour, so, when Azora has a bit more time later, Azora will repair
Yeah.
that. Okay.
So, yeah, you're out of the slime pit. And it just sort of retreats downwards.
Yeah, Azora, flags that. That's probably not worth, trying to smash up. I guess she could, just shield first, dive down in there and try to splat it. She probably enough damage, but probably not worth the time right now.
Our employer might find it interesting, but a bit odd.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you make the rest of the journey pretty well. You arrive sort of in the middle of Flint Beach. You see there is a sort of compound that he manages. That he talks to a few people, and you are allowed inside. And it's a sort of looks like a sort of, general military training compound. There are there are people in their late teens, early 20s, sort of running laps, doing push-ups. if you are meditating, if you are sparring. And basically just there's one large building with which he tells you is where the barracks are. There's another the second largest building is where they eat. It's the mess hall. There's the the library, which has books for study on magic and how to use it, as well as a number of other things. And there's a building for there's an armory building, and there's an administration office.
Gotcha.
And yeah, he leaves it up to you to decide how to investigate. He's going to spread the word that you're here as third-party investigators.
Yeah. Azora does say, it strikes me as the first thing to do would be to talk to some of the students who have, been around for this.
My thought was with the guards, but yes, the students probably take priority.
The guards as well would be also a good place to start. Whoever first. Well, let's go see.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yep. Where do you go?
So let me just see. Probably where the students are sleeping.
Yeah, well, I figure before the guy leaves, ask him, so the students who would normally be sleeping in these barracks, where would they generally be now?
Well, they're all over the place. They're training.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. They go to bed at lights out is at 10.
Maybe it would actually be best to talk to the guards who were watching first, since we have specific ones, and then when people are going in for curfew, then starting to interview more of the students.
I'm actually gonna ask, can we save this for next time, the investigation proper, because I'm fucking feeling really tired all of a sudden.
That's fine.
Yeah.
A shorter session than usual, but we have a pretty interesting. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty long one, I feel.
Yeah. So,
all right. So you have an investigation on your hands, and you're in the base of the Mandela School, the boot camp. And we will get back to that next time. So, bonds? Any bonds update?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I do have a new
no.
one with Axe, actually. Not a modified old one, but I do have a new one with Axe. I just need to work out the wording too.
This is mostly a short buffer session anyway to get from one quest to the next.
Oh, I think I
Nice
might
to
have
have
something with
downtime.
ages for Max, and it's have to do with him. Just he'd rather waste time, trying to weasel himself out of honest work.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no.
So that's a new one?
Yeah, that's a new.
Gotcha.
And actually, it works really well because
Yeah, because
remember
mine is
he was
mine is actually literally the opposite. We've got a very big difference in opinion here, which is Axe is a hard worker, impulsive and literal. He sees all problems to be solved as bluntly as possible. Can I wisen him up?
Nice, like that. Those are both good, yeah.
Because he sees me now as a layabout who's weasel words and not actually getting the work in. I'm like, you don't have to waste time on work that we can skip.
Alright, yeah, those are both good new bonds. Azora, you didn't advance anything?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, not really.
Alright, that's fine.
Actually,
There is something,
I do have a new one with Azora as well.
Alright.
I'm not sure, actually. Do you think this should be an advancement on the old one, or do you think this should be an entirely new one? So to reiterate this, I'll give you the basics, so I'll figure out the exact wording of it, but Azora is the kind of person I want to work with, but how often will we butt heads over how we operate? It's to do with when she questioned me over what do we do with these people, should we tell them to go there? And it's basically, it might be an advancement on, but Azora, like, treats everything incredibly, like, loftily, like, we are at the center of, like, we are the center moral compass, like, all the weight of the world on us, when Aegis sees things a lot more, like, he sees things a lot more simply than that. It's like, not everything is our responsibility to deal with. In this, yeah, that's basically the thing. Like, Azora feels all responsibility should be on her or us, when that simply isn't the case.
Those things, yeah, I can see that. Like, obviously that's like Aegis's feeling or his perception of Azora. I mean, what would be the bond that would be updating if it was updating one? Or
yeah, Azora is the kind of person I want to work with, but how often will we butt heads over how we operate?
Oh, right.
It could be an advancement on that, where it's like realizing realizing
Azora,
that
Azora tends to overextend in efforts to
it's all to
help people who may be able to help themselves.
Do you think that's an advancement, or do you think that's a new bond?
I think that's a new one. I think that's a new one.
Azora,
because it is like, you know, like, I would just say, like, out of curiosity, in response to that, I think it's more Azora's thing of, like, you know, Azora feels a certain sense of responsibility to these people. You know, obviously, yeah, it was a nice thing to save these people, but they are also now here because Azora went in and pulled them out. And, like, you know, Azora doesn't feel somewhat responsible for them, you know, like...
That's kind of the thing, because Aegis sees that as the good turn has been done, we're putting them here, and, like, we have done our part of the job, and now it's no longer, like, the job ended there.
And I would say one thing with Azora, it's less that she feels the need to really manage the rest of their lives and more make sure they're not just going to immediately get screwed over, you know? Like, they're all in a pretty vulnerable position. But at the end of the day, like, the thing with Azora, like, agreeing with the church, like, no, yeah, Azora does agree, it's better just to handle it off, because, yeah, Azora would like to make sure for these people, but Azora's time could probably be better spent doing something else. Like, this is now a much easier job or a job way more people are qualified to do. You know, going into the realm of despair to pull them out, that was like a really dangerous thing that not many people could do or would be willing to do. Like, dealing with refugees, that's a pretty common job in the current situation that, like, you know, Azora doesn't really need to be the one to do that. It's better if Azora's dealing with more dangerous shit.
Yeah. But the bond's perception is that she overextends.
It's
as far as she's going to help people.
Aegis thinks Azora puts, like, way too much personal weight and responsibility into every action, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, every job to her is this personal heroic crusade, whereas Aegis sees these things as, he likes to see himself as doing things well, but he separates it into, that's a job.
Yeah.
You do it, you get paid, you move on to the next thing.
That's a good bond.
Yeah. Aegis is, like, would not do evil willingly. I don't even know, like, but he could probably be paid into it, but it would have to be exceptionally high, and on some level it would have to be okay with the acts committed.
Right.
The thing about Azora that I feel like Axe probably hasn't realized yet, Azora doesn't actually really care about, she doesn't see things as, like, jobs. That's just sort of an excuse to make enough money to, like, maintain what she's doing. But this isn't really work to her, or she doesn't see, like, she still does things, you know, like, Aegis kept on calling this a job. This wasn't really a job to Azora. This was just something she was doing and had the time and resources and ability to do, you know. Like, Azora doesn't really care about finishing a job or stuff like that either, you know. Azora, like, takes jobs and does jobs mostly just as a means to, like, do the sort of thing she wants to be doing. And, you know, hopefully have enough money to get by.
Okay, so, Axe, did you learn something new about a location or culture?
Yes, I'm gonna say that accident actually know that it used to be Mud Ocean.
He also learned about Coal Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he learned about how coins doesn't really have value.
Oh yeah, someone's put that idea in his head.
Is he just starting to have a real
Oh, that's
idea
good.
about? Oh wait, there's no actual value to this. It's all intrinsic.
Oh my god, I really hope Axe, I really hope you run with this and Axe starts really thinking about fiat currency.
Oh yes. Oh my yes.
I'm just, I'm
That's
just
the
gonna
thing.
say
If I
you
ever
two-
play Gregor doesn't understand currency.
maybe Aegis should start taking all of your cuts. Axe isn't gonna care about money. Azora's like, I don't actually need money. I just need
You're
enough
just
to
gonna dole
eat
them
and
out when they
sleep.
need to. Oh, you're just gonna dole them out when we need money.
Aegis just starts going back to his like, so
Bank.
what's the pay? Not that anyone cares. And Aegis will say, oh, it's 10. It's 10 coin each. When it's really like 100 coin each.
Aegis, you did not help your fulcrum at great risk to yourself.
You know, the fucky thing is with this with this alignment, and I'm not going to disagree with it, is I have to help them while they're a fulcrum, and I feel I helped, just not when they were in fulcrum mode.
Yeah, like if you had just declared that Axe was your fulcrum when you talked to Big Daddy there, like...
Oh no, I didn't even help him, I undercut him, because he was trying to do the work, honestly. If anything,
True.
I made him
What
waste
you were
his time
doing
and
was
energy.
at great risk to yourself, I would say.
Can I say, I pulled him along in the cart, he's a heavy guy, I could have done my back.
He wasn't your fulcrum.
We never, that whole scene was vague. Aegis could have at some point thought of him as his fulcrum at that.
I mean,
I don't know about that.
if the alignment was endanger your fulcrum at great risk to yourself, I think you would have a stronger argument.
Did you protect those weaker than you? Azora?
You could, I mean, with the whole, cart ride and whatnot, she did guard the people instead of going to touch the cart.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Alright, you know what? I've decided something, you're not gonna like this. At any point, just assume the person I'm standing nearest to is my fulcrum.
Alright, well then you're gonna have to make sure to constantly establish who you're standing next to.
I'm sure that won't be annoying whatsoever.
Can he make an NPC his fulcrum?
Oh, what?
I don't see anything against it.
Yeah, you could make Corn.
Yeah, just near an ally. Yeah, you can make an NPC a fulcrum, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Alright, so...
You should take the move that Heather Space has, where you can just make there be two of you, and you make yourself...
That'd be a little hard to justify.
He just learns the new magic ability.
Learns the clone jutsu.
Yeah.
We're at the magic school right now.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah, money has no value. We all know.
We all learned. Axe learned that.
Learned about the Mud Ocean.
We learned about the Mud Ocean. We learned about
that
majorly.
Feels cheap.
We learned
feels
about
very
the secret fucking mandala school on the beach. That's big secret knowledge.
Sure.
Mhm.
Take that. Did you overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Coal
Axe finally
Daddy.
overcame. Coal Daddy.
He's not a monster, nor was he an enemy.
We
But he's
overcame the
notable.
gate.
I think he was a monster.
No.
We overcame the
Not
gate
that.
guard with
Oh, wow.
a bribe.
I don't think so.
We overcame
No
Mike.
XP for you. Did you loot a memorable treasure?
Cart.
Um.
A cart filled with love.
Yes.
What happened to that cart?
We still have it. We just haven't mentioned it.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
decided.
Axe is still pulling.
Corin pulled it. Or actually,
You looted access to a speakeasy.
Maybe that's why Axe actually did.
Yeah, we got a password.
What a memorable treasure that is.
It is. I mean, by definition, I feel like a password memorable. That's like the whole point of
Is it a treasure though?
remember it.
Anyways.
Yeah. It has value.
Do you seriously think genuinely, do you think you should take XP for that?
I do. That's like, like a password, a whole secret thing.
Okay, fine.
If it was a key,
Yeah, take an
a
XP
physical key,
for that.
That would be unquestionable.
And take an XP for playing. Well gamed. Well gamed. Well gamed.
We should become carpenters, though. Actually, maybe.
Should.
That's our new goal.
Has the fact that Azora Whittles really actually come up? I don't think it has.
We're all available on the 6th, right?
Should be.
Or should be,
Yeah,
right?
I am.